Welcome to Holistic Human Performance Podcast. My name is Gena Bradshaw, where we talk all things holistic health, wellness, spirituality, fitness, meditation, energetics, and so much more to help you become the healthiest version of yourself. Let's dive in. This is not medical advice. This is simply to help you on your journey through health, fitness, and wellness. I hope this helps. You can complement this with anything that you are doing currently in your life. Enjoy. Ever find it super difficult to integrate these holistic tools and modalities, and you really just don't know where to start? Well, I got you covered. It's been a long time coming, and it's finally gotten to this place where I can really be wherever and whenever you need me to be. And that's why I created the Holistic Human Performance Virtual Wellness Center. The cool part about this wellness center is you can take me wherever, whenever you need, filled with meditations, nutrition coaching, exercises, workouts, online courses, all of these things you get in this virtual wellness center. Because let's be real, sometimes it's challenging to be able to integrate these tools and know what to do with them. And not only that, if you are a one-on-one coaching client with me, you have automatic access to this entire virtual wellness center so that you have the tools to do it on your own. And guess what? You're getting a 5-day free trial. So you can find that at www.holistichumanperformance.co/academy. Go get your 5-day free trial. Try it out. Let us know what you think. Enjoy. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Holistic Human Performance Podcast. I'm your host, Gena Bradshaw, and we have our special guest who comes back every month. We have Jake with us. He's the astrologer that just gives us insight on each season that we're going into. And the season that we are we currently in Leo season?
Just went into it, yes.
Perfect timing.
Leaving Cancer, and now officially it's Leo time.
Perfect. So yeah, we're going to chat about Leo season and all the things that have been coming up. And by the way, I had a really amazing session with Jake, the unconscious expedition. It was the coolest meditation integration that I've had in a really long time. And I brought back pieces of me that have been lost and now have been found. And I feel so much more at ease after our session and kind of like the clarity of where I'm headed and where I'm going. So that was really cool. And like, especially as we enter into Leo season, like that really like set the tone for what this fiery element.
I appreciate you, Gena, and I think what was so cool with the unconscious expeditions and those people we work with is you never know what the visions are going to come in or the power of the energy, and you just did an incredible job, and I think we chatted about it too, the spiritual effort of everybody in this society that wants to take the step. It's not easy work. It's not just putting our hands up and looking at the universe and looking at the gifts and asking for our order and the manifestations. It's putting in that work of how can we embody this fully and then continue forward? So, having allies in this world is special. So they're always great sessions, and it was just kind of surreal to see the power that you have, which just aligns with the incredible work you did. So I'm glad I appreciate the shout.
Yeah, and we were talking about before we started recording, we were talking about like it is hard work because I don't always feel good after healing sessions, to be honest. Like I've gotten sick from some before, and it wasn't in like a bad way. That's just like what happens sometimes when you do this work. And I think that's why people get a little like they don't want to go all in because they're like, "Ooh, man, like I don't want to feel that." But honestly, it's just something that is necessary, and it just kind of comes with the ball game. And I mean, I told you I was exhausted the next day, but that's just my body telling me like rest. Like you just need to chill.
Yeah, and just getting out of blockages, right? And it's like if we're on this incredible journey to evolve as beings and spirituals and souls, right? It's that connectivity of body, mind, and soul that we always want to talk about. And I think the elemental design, especially kind of in the philosophy that we believe in with Cabot's legacy, is that the astrology element to it is kind of this elemental design of us as beings. And I think that's why we start our session, the way we did and the way we normally do is looking at the natal chart, right? This natal chart, for those that are new listeners or don't know astrology too much, right? It's the time that you were born, literally in the sky above us, where these different planets were from distance to time. And those energy forces, literally, even right now above us, are playing a large role into impacting the energy forces down below us. So the embodiment is so personalized to us, and having
Mm.
the consciousness of where these energies are and then sitting into that realization could start to bring those visions. And it's like, well, if you believe in past lives, what we're doing now can relate to these patterns. So the effort of I'm breaking this karmic way or I'm evolving is going to feel something, of course, which can be whether you're an athlete or an artist, right? It's exhausting in this world to go through, but man, what a blessing to have a conscious ability with your natal chart, with your mind from conscious to unconscious, be enabled to grow and evolve is so powerful. And we do more than just the astrology, as you saw in there, which is incredible, but it definitely comes back to that foundational point of these energy forces are within us because when I came here for my mission, I can see in a natal chart what my mission potentially was. And then those planets, as they evolve and are going around us right now, how can I evolve with more ease and grace potentially? And just more the consciousness of these urges come from my sun or it comes from my sign, which I think is so fascinating when you bring in the astrology portion.
Yeah. And even like these shifts in like seasons, right? Like astrological seasons and the energy shifts. I feel a shift coming out of Cancer season into Leo season. I feel like way more clarity and way more of like this fire.
Hmm.
But I will say that's from me doing a lot of work during Cancer season. Like that was me really like ripping off the band-aid and just being like, all
Oh,
right, let's go.
well, I think you bring up the great point of the seasonalities, right? It's then leveraging what are the energies that are in the collective? What is the collective energy force right now? And I think when we think about the seasons, for everyone to know too, it's the sun is passing through these zodiac signs. So the sun up above us right now is going through this star alignment, right? And now it's almost like this frequency from the sun is going through the energy forces of the Cancer zodiac sign, which was nurturing, homebody, find some financial stability. And now that we're jumping into Leo, it's this expansive energy of self creativity. It's the ability to be creative. It's the ability to shine out, right? When you look at the Leo, it's the lion. Lion is the king and queen of the jungle, right? So really embodying that energy of man, it's my time. And if there's things that you have been weary of to entertain or showcase your natural abilities of the urges of, ooh, I don't know if I want to step on that stage, right? I might shine too bright or I'm not ready to
Mm.
shine with this music. Like, step into it because the energy around you is something that you can leverage and that manifestation can blossom into something truly beautiful because you're aligning those forces with yourself. So Leo is about that self-expression. I think one of the bigger lines for any of our Leos that are even listening out there to us right now, like a common goal for a lot of Leos is find your voice, right? Find that
Mm.
ability to entertain and find your voice out there. And these next few weeks is a perfect time for everybody, but even our Leos can really lean into that from a stronger standpoint for sure.
Mm. So my fiance is a Leo and my sister is a Leo.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I definitely get along with Leos.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, what are some of the Leo traits you might see from them? Are they shiners, communicative? Do they look for a lot of attention? Not in a bad way, right? No good or bad, but
Right, right. My fiance, way grandiose, way like he's fire for sure, like all, through and through. And he definitely likes to be like all the people come around like
That is Leo. Yeah.
yeah, but my sister is the opposite. She doesn't like the spotlight.
Mhm.
But she's a and also like the passion is very much there. Like they live from a very uh heart-centered energy, like very passionate when and very like when they're into something, they're all in, like 100% full throttle.
Love that. Love that. And I think you bring up the great point there too, Jen. It's like we have all these forces, we have these different elemental designs, but it's even right, just because Leo might be more self-creative or how it's manifesting in our own lives is always going to be different. And that's just not the personality traits that we maybe have as in our society. I think also bringing the social construct, a different life of male, females, you're going to have unfortunate these different restrictions or implement or engagements that just naturally come up of I'll look at charts from the 1920s of a female, and they might have so much Leo power, but man, what a tough, adverse time in society for a
Mm,
female to engage, right? So I
I
love
see.
that you can bring in the psychology of the society standpoints and right coming back to that evolution, like how can I manifest this in the right way, and is my environment able to do that? But I think what's great too with just going to astrology is I would assume like I wonder if the Leo is more going to be represented in the 10th house for your fiance, right? That's
Mm,
public facing, that is really career focused or more like, spotlight in the public. And then maybe for your sister, maybe the Leo is a little bit more engaged into a different house. Maybe the fourth, it's more home, more foundation. So even with these energies, for anyone that has access to their natal chart, see where Leo is going to be in there because what house it represents, the houses are the experiences we're set to have here on Earth and how they'll
mm.
manifest more ease. So it's so great how you can kind of pinpoint. Yes, Leo's got these common denominators, but it's going to always be different for everybody as well.
Yeah. And with this Leo season, like what are you kind of seeing for the collective? Like what should they be like aware of during this time?
Great question. I think take the risk. Take the risk. Put yourself out there. Have fun with it. Don't take life so seriously. Right now, I think back to the lion. Like, yeah, they're the king and queen of the jungle, but think about a lion cub. A lion cub plays around with its brothers and its sisters, and it's about having fun. Act childish at times, and don't take things so seriously. So, I'll ask you in a minute, but I set a Leo goal, and I advise everybody there too of what that Leo goal is. But for me, I sometimes have some issues with social media and putting myself out there and talking astrology. Like it's still a growing thing, and I'm so blessed with these podcasts and working with you and just being in this field of spirituality and helping because it's such a powerful thing. But my goal the next few weeks is lean into this energy and have more emphasis on social media and no expectations of what might come through that, but I'm leaning into that entertainment aspect, and the more songs that I play that motivate me, I want them to kind of focus on being the entertainer that can inspire that too, so you can find different ways. But my goal would be hopefully shining a little bit more out there and in the world on social media. But I don't know if you have one for that you'd accommodate for yourself.
Ooh. Well, actually what comes up because this was something that came up in the unconscious expedition session. Don't be so serious.
I love that. Love that. That's right. Perfect Leo alignment. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, so anytime I get like too serious about something, I'm like, don't be so serious.
Love that. Love that. Yep.
Uh,
Life
more
is
like
fun.
yeah, more like creative endeavors, like not being like very like strict with the creative endeavors.
Mm, love that. That is a
Yeah.
great. That is a great one.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's
yeah.
coming up in the expedition. That's right. That's right. Because we, but I think there's that balance of passion, right? Because you said the fire sign, right? The fire outness. So we still want to have that passion because we know where it's set. But I love that of, life's too short. If I came here to evolve and I've got these lessons and I know it's hard, when I meditate at night, it really comes back to like
Yeah.
ease and grace. And it's incredible when we vibrate at that higher frequency ability from our souls and have that alignment. I mean, whew, life can be ease and grace, but it always starts within. So I love that goal for you. That's great. And I think our listeners can set their own and kind of see how these play out because the frequency we vibrate at from our soul beings, the energy and emotions, you'll start to see the external life come to align with that too.
Definitely. Do you think that there are any like specific holistic tools or anything to focus on right now, like within Leo season?
I mean, the arts performance, I love that. That's a great question. I think, as I said, for you, you want to shine, you want to put yourself out there, but man, go to a comedy show, right? Think about a comedy
Yeah.
show at this time. You're gonna check like how many boxes could I check there, right? You're watching an entertainer, they're leaning into it, and you're laughing from a child's play. So like a comedy special, that would be probably a great one for people to start to focus on. But entertainment as a total music if it's not, but the comedy special would probably check a lot of laughter, a lot of ease, and the entertainment focus for sure would be a great aspect. And you're around people too, so you're also getting that element of being around people.
Love that. Let's give a challenge to the listeners of like create a list of fun activities and let's see how many that you could check off during this
Love
Leo
that.
season.
Love that. Yes.
And
Yes.
let us know. We want to see. Take pictures, tag on Instagram. Like, I want to see all of it. We both do.
Hashtag Leo season. That one's great.
Yes.
That one's great. Yeah. And I think what that brings us to as well is we always talk about rulership too.
Yeah.
So rulership in our philosophy with astrology, we talk always about signs and seasonality, but every sign has a planetary ruler. So going back to how we started is you can literally look up. You've got Mercury up there, you got Jupiter up there. People are talking about going to live on Mars. Like we're talking about these planets, but I get lost sometimes just walking my walk that, if you look up, that's literally where the energy is coming from. It can't be made up. And Leo is so powerful and it aligns with its ruler of the sun because of the things that we're talking about. When you think about a planet up there, or it's kind of a star, however you want to align it, but everything revolves around the sun. So this planet is power thoughts, it's power focus, but even if you're not a Leo, majority of us that know even just the baseline of astrology, we know our sun sign. So if you obviously need help, of course, Captain's Legacy is there, social media is there for us to support what these different sign energies flavor would give your sun, right? If you're a Pisces sun, Cancer in our example here, right? So everyone can really even take a deeper dive to what my sun sign is and where I'm represented in this life because that rulership could come into play too. So the personalization there of what are you rotating around or what's rotating around you because everything is going to rotate around the sun. So thinking about those emotions and behaviors that we have because there's a lot of power into this energy, but a lot of self individualized power. And this is a great time to set those goals, like you said, check them off your list because define yourself and define your identity because revolve around yourself and everything else will fall into line, which is why I do love the Leos because of that sun power. And now that they're best friends in its rulership, it's going to be a beautiful season.
Ooh, can't wait. I feel lots of prosperity.
Yes, yes.
The other thing that I would add too, because we're talking about like personal power. So for anybody who is educated, interested, intrigued by the energy system. So, your chakra system, wheels of energy, this is very much connected to your power center, which is your solar plexus, which is a beautiful yellow color right above your belly button. That's your confidence, that's living with ease, that's literally your power center. Worthiness. So, if you struggle with any of those things, lean into doing a lot of that work centered around your solar plexus. I have a bunch of meditations on that too in the wellness center, but either way, that is something that you can also lean into if you are struggling during the season.
Love that. Love that. Yeah, I was mentioning to you, you had a beautiful one released, and I love how you bring in the grounding in a lot of your meditations, and it really is that incredible of that cleanse and that out, but the groundingness for sure, because you could be doing all these great things, but at the end of the day, if you're like, well, what did I do? Like, did I actually shine? Well, you really did. So even the gratification stuff that you've taught too, the gratitude at the end of the day, and you look back at your day of how amazing it is for sure So I presume, I guess the solar plex too, is that helpful with the grounding aspect elemental too?
Yeah, so the solar plexus is one of your primal chakra points. So you have your root, which is right at your tailbone. And again, these all go up the spinal cord. So this is where science comes in. This is where your physical body comes in as well. Then you have your sacral chakra, which is a beautiful orange color. That's at your like sex organs, your hips, your womb space, whatever. Right below your belly button, basically. And then up further, you have your solar plexus, which is right above your belly button, this beautiful yellow color. Each one, and again, those are like your more grounded, basic, like primal chakra points. Once you start getting to your heart chakra, that's the integration point of your, oops. That's the integration point of your like higher level spiritual chakra points, and then the connection to your primal chakra points
Hmm.
all meet at the heart center.
Mhm.
So if, yeah, again, like if you have like digestive issues, if you hold a lot of stress in that area, like all in your gut, that could also, it also plays a role in like your liver, your gallbladder, your spleen in that area. Which again, like that means there's like stuck stagnant energy there that you have to work on. So, doing all of this work, like you were saying, is great, but if you're not able to ground into it and actually do these things in the 3D world and perspective of like, okay, well, what else are you doing to take care of your gut? What else are you doing to detoxify your body? That also helps with that energy point.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah.
I study the chakras to a decent extent, but the way that you put it is super nice. And then when you get to your third eye, it's like there's one blocked up there, even at your crown or third eye. How can we get to that solar? So I love the cleansing work that you do, and I think great point too of leaning into all that. It's astrology with scientific spirituality, and the realization too of your physical body, yoga, the mobilization class that you teach too is a powerful one. But these different things of it's mind, body, and soul for sure. And
It's all integrated. You can't have one without the other.
yeah, and then enjoy that integration, right? And let's shine as Leos this season because it's like, ooh, I have the ability to do it. And man, if you just keep working at it and keep going, it's just becomes so easy to almost live in your unconscious because we always say, that's why we call it the unconscious expedition because I personally believe the natal chart is the map of your unconscious. Your behavior,
Mm,
your urges are coming through these energy forces, but you need to understand your chart to a degree, and then it's not good or bad, but why did this urge come up when my mother was talking to me? Or like, where did this urge come from? And it's accepting kind of your own journey, but then you're not living in your unconscious anymore. You're living in your conscious mind in a consistent experience so that you just have better understanding. And man, what a prospering life as you evolve, and you'll see everything around you start to evolve to better suit yourself. But yes, that early work to stay grounded, to come to the realization takes a lot of time, and that's where these seasonalities are so powerful of being able to leverage the universal energy that's out there, right? They're just frequencies that are hitting us day in and day out, but to find the self personalization is so powerful because you go open that door handle, you don't really think that I got to reach my hand out this far. I got to turn it about 360 degrees almost with the door handle, maybe even unlock it. You just do it. So think about just having a conversation with someone and being able to act in that way of just having such a clean, conscious mind and doing it, right? And I think that's what I hope we get to in society, especially as society evolves. Like, can we evolve? Because then society will evolve into a more graceful life, I think we hope.
absolutely. I love that. Thank you. If there was like one question you would leave the listeners for this Leo season, what would it be?
Love it. The question of the season, I think we should start calling it. And
I
for,
think we should do that.
yeah, the question of the season. I
I'm definitely, we're doing that.
yeah, I like it. I like it. And then same thing. Respond on social media. Let us know, how you might have answered it. Because I think in the element of self-expression, I'm going to go back to the risk. What risk are you willing to take to put yourself out there, right? What is uncomfortable to you in the mind? And don't just list, it's getting on stage to do a comedy special, or for me, like what's jumping on social media to be more shine, but then go deeper. Be like, what is holding me back? And if you believe in these different elements of spirituality, you could start to do meditative work of like, please remove those obstacles. You don't have to
Mm.
necessarily know what those obstacles are, but again, the consciousness of that effort every night of ask yourself, well, what's the risk I'm willing to take to put myself out there to shine in some entertainment aspect? And then what is holding me back from it? And then find ways of how to remove that. So I think longer question, but I think just starting there of what's the risk that you're holding yourself back from. And then if you want to do it or don't do it, it'll feel energetically, but I think with more consistency and the energy of Leo season that I hope to see people taking that risk now because we're going to jump into another season shortly after that. That'll bring up different energies, but that'll be our seasonal question of the yeah, that'll be our seasonal question.
I love it. Awesome. Thanks so much, as always.
Thank you. This is always fun.
Yeah, happy Leo season, everyone. If you like this episode, like, share, subscribe, share it with a friend. I will put all of the information in the show notes, where you can find Jake and his work, where you can find my meditations and courses, all on the energy system, so you can learn a little bit more about that. And just step into your authentic power for this season. And we want to hear from you. So let us know, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.